Good morning and greetings to everyone who's watching this game. This is a cast request I found on Reddit, submitted by kontulangangsta. I think it's supposed to be a 5k MR game, so rather better than the average pub style, I suppose. So let's look at the lineups. We have Ins playing the Centaur, or INS. I think I'll just call him Ins if I refer to him anyway. We have Slark being played by Bones. We have PA by characters, not sure what these are. We have a Skyrat Mage being played by OJ Ho Ho Black Hole. Sometimes you read names and you're like, that's just funny. 1 second. Reduce the volume. And we have Queen of Pain being played by Money going the mid lane. We have Skirmish? No. Then we have here we don't see often Darkseer, and the bomb lane being played by KKS. Mid lane Storm. I have a good Storm game that I casted yesterday being played by Dako. Winter Wyvern played by characters. Lion by Into. Why do I always get the games with the very odd names? And lastly, we have Morphling, played by Jin Roth. So let's look at the heroes for a bit. It seems like we might have a jungling centaur. Not exactly sure because he hasn't yet decided where he's gonna go, or maybe he's just waiting for the creeps to spawn. Yeah, will be a jungling centaur. And it is a jungling centaur. Rather odd that he's jungling without a stout shield. I think that the ability you take too much damage without it. I understand that he's trying to probably rush. Oh, there we go. But he could have avoided a lot of this damage if you take it early. He's probably just going to rush at Tranquil Boots, and jungling centaur is fine, I think. And let's look at the Slark. Slark going with a stout shield. I wonder if they switched lanes, because if you take stout shield, usually that hero is going to go for the off lane. But I'm not sure Slark really needs the stout shield so much if he's going to be a safe lane farmer. Then we have just a harassing Skyrat Mage, nothing too interesting here. Off lane we have the PA, and okay, this is good for Manshi, but I don't think I like the skill build very much. If you're going to go off lane, you're probably not going to be close to the lane, so you should take more points in Stifling Dagger so you can last hit from range. And yeah, he has 4 last hits, but it'll be quite difficult for him to continue doing this. Oh man. Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain. Seems like maybe going for... not really rushing the bomb because he went for the Null Talisman against this dual lane of Wyvern and Storm. Seems like he's having a bit of a hard time. Relatively even CS, but I think it's too early for any change to happen. And looking on the Radiant side, oh, well, we have First Blood here, just as I switched. Thank you, Dota gods, for letting me see that. So, we have Darkseer going for Soul Rings just so he can spam his Ion Shell. And if he had a bit more, maybe he needed a stout shield, not the Slark. He had that, he was taking a lot less damage. Mid lane Storm, he's going for Static Remnant, 2 points into Overload. I guess that means that he's not going to go for the 3 points Electric Vortex. This is kind of the standard build where you go 1-3-1, but I guess he doesn't want to do that. Nice of Wyvern to secure the ruin for him. Winter Wyvern going for that first point Arctic Burn to help him harass, because you hit once and it does a ton of damage. So, and of course allows you to walk like this, and will he be able to stack this? That's actually doesn't seem like it. I think he may have attacked too late. Lion, 2 points in Earth Spike, 1 point in Hex. I don't know. I would have preferred if he had more points in Mana Drain, because now he's out of mana. He can't really harass anymore. So, but he's doing a good job so far. And PA is fine to put a point in Stifling Dagger. And lastly, we have Morphling going for the waveform and to morph. Really standard. Morphling may have a bit of a rough time this game because he's up against... because he's up against Skyrat Mage. Skyrat Mage Wait, this is Ancient Shield Morphling. We have a kill here. It's gonna be close. Very nice. Oh, don't walk through there. I think he was killed by the creeps, not by the Styrum. It's a bit hard to tell. But either way, it's definitely a benefit to the Queen of Pain because she killed first. She gets experience. No, it'll be fine. So yeah, Skyrath Mage against Morphling is somewhat of a bad matchup for Morphling because of Skyrath Mage. Ancient Seal is very long duration silence. Oh, that's not the way you want to be. Now, if he had more points Electric Voice, I think he could have gotten that kill. But oh, I apologize for missing that. Looks like it was a good rotation by Queen of Pain. But we'll have to see. With the Link is, I guess you'll be fine, but we'll take some time to find that out. And Morphling lasting really well against this PA, which makes sense because PA really can't last it with anything except Stifling Dagger right now. Oh, middle lane, we have a dead Storm, and possibly a dead. No, Skyrath is gonna make it with that move speed faster than the creeps. So Storm, I think there's like a second death. Not off to the best start. Very nice. And we have our jungling Centaur. Let's see, Centaur, will he drop the Tranquil Boots? Oh, sorry if I'm not missing that. Where is he going? He doesn't seem to be so efficient with his jungling so far. Oh. And Characters is killed by Morphling. May have missed the last couple of kills because I was hoping to talk about Centaur, but okay, we have. Doesn't seem like he wants to die for it. Again, with no electric vortex, you really just don't have any sort of disable. So if you're Dovon, you can't really do much. And I don't know, at least you should have 1 point in it. Centaur diving deep for this. Without Stampede, though, I don't think it's worth him trying to gank. Bomb lane has been completely abandoned by the Dire. I guess they think that the Darkseer, he'd be it's too risky for him to go down there again. So Darkseer is probably either going to jungle or just throw some ion shells. He's stacking it. And will we see a dead Queen of Pain? No. But this Arctic burn thing, it's damaging. The more life you have, the more damage it does. Because of its percentage base. I don't know if it does lethal damage though. I suppose it can't kill anyone. Very nice. He just hit him a few times and threw out his ultimate. And Stone Sword can't do anything about it. Skyrath Mage. No, you can't really go for this until you have Ruin and a bit more regen. Let's look at the Centaur. Centaur, this is the trick I was hoping to see him do this. He drops his Tranquil Boots on the floor, which I can't click on. There we go. Tranquil Boots on the floor while he goes firing, but maybe too much. What? I think, will he survive? Yeah, he's fine. And so he drops the Tranquil Boots so that he doesn't get disabled during the fight, but I think he also loses the 2 armor from it. This will be a very nice stack for him to clear out, especially since he's quite far behind. It's not going to affect the Mud Golems, but apart from that, it'll be fine for him. Some good experience. Ooh, Arctic Blast really Splinter Blast really good against all these creeps. Except of course the Mud Golems. Securing the ruins is really important in this game, especially when you have 2 very mana-hungry heroes like this Queen of Pain and Storm. If Storm had gone the ruin, he would have been going back right now. He would be just in the lane farming, but because he missed the ruin, he has to go back or he's going to risk dying. And these small decisions are going to make a difference in his net worth, because this is time where he could be in the lane getting creeps and gold, which is what Queen of Pain is doing by herself now. So creates a bit of a level difference. And let's look at PA. PA, not just being quiet, farming quite decently for offlane. I mean, this is what you'd expect from PA. You just stand behind and you throw that your dagger, and that's about it. And this at this point, this is the skill build that you want. Well, 3 points in Stifling Dagger, 1 point Phantom Strike, and 1 point for Blur because you get 20% evasion. So most of the damage right now is magical, but if you can dodge a few hits, that's helpful. And all you get from Phantom Strike is 3 seconds less cooldown. We have in the mid lane, jump in, kill for the poor Storm. Winter Wyvern, nah, should be. Yeah, Stampede saves him. Storm is not doing well this game. Not at all. Centaur staying in the forest until he gets his Blink Dagger. Doesn't seem like he's gonna move out anytime soon. I think you should, yeah, if you're here, you just might as well get a few CS. No, come on. There we go. Alright, let's look at item builds. Slark going for the Shadow Blade build. In Slark, you either go, if you're gonna go mobility, oh, well, no. It's like you either go 2 items for mobility. Either you go for the Shadow Blade or the Blink Dagger. They both have their uses. The Blink Dagger allows you to initiate in situations where you can't walk in. Like if you're gonna go for behind the tower, you can't just use your Shadow Blade and go in. You have to blink. But it gets disabled by enemy attacks, so Shadow Blade has that advantage. Another thing is that Shadow Blade forces the enemy to buy sentries, which makes them spend some of their gold. Or maybe even later gem. Oh, we have a jump here. No? Oh, instead, if she might throw a cannot reach, no. But it doesn't matter in the end. Because he gets the kill anyway. Lion coming in here. Will he be able to kill him? No, doesn't seem like it. That was too risky, Lion. Storm, deciding that he is tired of his life, also goes in for looks like a triple death by the Dire. Will Slark make it? Yes. Looks like they got it. Seems like the Radiant are going to take a very fast lead in this game. And you have to remember that during all this time, Centaur's getting even more value out of the lanes because he's jungling. Huh? Morphling looks like he'll be fine. I think Morphling is going for the early Linken's build. Well, he'll be able to kill us. See I don't know if he's dodging or it's the poor man's shield effect, but either way, PA is not taking any damage from any of this harass. Will he be able? No. If he had adaptive strike, maybe he could have gotten a kill out of that. So let's look at the item build. PA, not sure what she's gonna go for this game. Usually the PA you go for some of the standard items, some lifesteal, basher, BKB. So personally, I really like Battle Fury because I think that if you can cleave a critical hit, that's a ton of damage and it helps you farm the rest of your items. But that's more of a personal preference than anything else. Do they have a ward here? No. And they're going to go again. 2 on 3. This Slark is using this time to create some space for his team. And PA is here. Will they be able to get this Morphling? No, it doesn't seem like it. In fact, the rest of them should be fine. Just a dead lion, and that's all they got. It'll be hard for... I was about to say it'll be hard for Slark to kill the Darkseer, but good thing I didn't say it, huh? Let's look at Sky. Sky has made, during this time, he's just farming bottom lane, which is what you should sometimes do as a support. If you have the ability to find a lane that's empty, where there's no enemy heroes, and the rest of your team isn't, they're not feeding, they're doing well, you might as well go get some farm for yourself, because you're going to be able to contribute so much to your team later. So like he's going for Max Arcane Bolt followed by Max Ancient Shield. You definitely need Max Ancient Shield because it's so good against the Storm and so good against the Morphling. Oh, and Centaur has joined the game. Stampede. That's the Darkseer. And we see that Morphling also fell. This will be a very... Center. It'll be interesting to see if Dara can make a comeback this game, but only time will tell. Let's see what campaign is going on. Going for the early Aghanims build. I like this because you can really farm the game very fast. Personally, I tend to prefer heroes that can flash farm. So when I see any flash farming item, I really think that's always a good investment, because if you fall behind, you'll be able to farm fast, and if you're ahead, you'll be able to increase your lead. Oh, and we have Morphling just diving in, slowed down by, and he's using an F strike. It'll be fine. Lots of life, but 0 agility. I suppose he's really worried about dying, so keeping his strength as high as he can. And did they dive too far? It's 3 on 3. Darkseer throws his wall but misses everyone. And Darkseer surrounded by 4. I think he hoped that they'd all walk through it and he'd be here and his illusions would help, but that wasn't gonna happen. Seems quite one-sided right now, but we'll see if the Radiant can throw. So Darkseer, he's going for an early mech. Hopefully he'll follow that up with a Blink Dagger. Darkseer, he's very mobile, but you really need to be able to do the wall into vacuum combo, and that's very hard to do without a Blink Dagger. Slark was pinging here just now because he knows that his Shadow Dance is being turned off, so he knows there's a ward here. I expect there'll be a counter ward soon enough. And that's one of the good things about Slark and Zeus. They're both, in a way, free map hack, basically. Slark, he knows where every ward is, and Zeus can deward without sentries. And of course, if you have Keeper of the Light or Night Stalker during their respective times, you know, day and night, then they're also like very useful, providing map hack. Alright, and this storm is not rich. Oh, I think you saw that coming. Oh, sorry. Slark jumps in, very nice. Cold Embrace, keeping him safe. And oh, Queen of Pain joins the fight and blows up the Darkseer. 07, very unlucky. Will she die? If she dies, then that might have been worth it. No, she's gonna make it. That is unfortunate. Casual Cloak is very good this game, considering the mass amount of magical damage you have. I wonder if he's going for a pipe or not, but either way, the Cloak by itself is worth it. It's 550 gold. It gives you about like 11 more magic resistance. It says here it's 15, but it's actually more like 11 because of how it stacks. Alright, let's look at the other lane. Slark has his Shadow Blade and he has a Perseverance. I'm not sure he's going to go for. I think Lincolns would be the most likely. I don't think he's going to go Battle Fury to farm, and I don't think he wants a Bloodstone or a Refresher, so it's probably going to be Lincolns. I don't really think you need Lincolns. You have your Dark Pact, so you can use that to remove most debuffs. And what single target abilities do they have? They have Hex and Adaptive Strike and Finger. It's not that much. I mean, I think you can just dodge just by, you know, good use of Dark Pact and your ultimate. I guess he disagrees. Storm, will he make it? Should be fine. Although he's died 5 times, so you never really know. Centaur back in base. We'll have to wait to find out what he's going to go for. Slark. Again, I think it's probably going to be a Lincoln's. Don't think that's really the right choice. I don't think you need it because you already have a couple of defensive abilities and escape mechanism. But maybe that's what he thinks he needs. BKB on PA to help him fight early. I suppose that's fine. I mean, the enemy does have quite a lot of magic abilities, so being able to dodge them will be really good. Oh, I missed that. Seems like it's going to be a Rod of Atos by Skywrath. Really good item for the slow, and just gives you a ton of intelligence and ton of life. So I wish it was more popular, but nobody seems to like Rod of Atos that much, despite it being like one of the best support items you can get. Slark, he really wants to do something. Oh, he walks into the ward. And Dyer's team just they seem to be stuck together. They can't go anywhere. Either they're hiding in their base or they're holding hands basically. I really should probably take this opportunity to if they can get this kill on the Slark. Doesn't there they go. Now that I think about it, Lincoln would have saved him just now, but however they lose the Slark and they get 3 kills in return. Not a bad deal. Oh, maybe if they get 2. Very nice move by Morphling, using his replicate to get close, but it's not gonna be enough. And it's a team wipe for Slark. The classic Dota optimism showing up. I didn't expect it to be this one-sided. Unless this is going to be one of those, big comebacks that you hear about, but it will have to be a pretty big one, considering how far behind they are this early in the game. I mean, it's not really 20 minutes, but by game time, considering how far they are ahead. Bit of Defiance into a Vitality booster, probably a Heart. He's not going to go for the full pipe. Hood is good enough for the magic regen. Slark, still not sure what he's going to get. Anything on the clue? Oh, well, he died just now, so we don't know what he's gonna get. Is it again? These 2 kills, 2 deaths on Slark may not seem like much, but when you're really, really far behind, those 2 deaths give a ton of gold. PA has her complete BKB. We'll have to wait to see what she's gonna go next. I think if you're not gonna farm, you might as well go Basher, because you really want to control these enemies, especially the Storm and the Morphling, keep them from jumping around. Skywrath Mage definitely going for the Rod of Atos. Good intelligence, which goes into his Arcane Bolt, and a ton of Vitality. I don't know if you want to go max Concussive Shot anymore. It's the cooldown goes down, the damage goes up, the slow gets better. It sounds like a very good skill, but Concussive Shot in general is somewhat lackluster. I will have to wait and see. Sometimes you might go more stats. I don't think it's bad to go more stats on Skywrath Mage. Queen of Pain has her Aghanim's, going for probably an Orchid. Really good against the Morphling as well. Might as well switch to the net worth graph. And as you can see, Dire are in a dire situation where their carry is behind the jungling Centaur. Darkseer, still working on that mecha, which he finally got. Congrats to him, I suppose. That's, something. I'll have to wait to see if it's enough. Storm, also working on his Orchid. I hope he doesn't use it on Slog, that'll be kind of a waste. But he is really far behind. Still brings something to the fight with his mobility. And bottom lane, will we see Morphling do something? No, doesn't look like it. Starting his strength morph, he should be fine. Lion throws out a good impale. They can bring down this Centaur. No, one more hit, and they do manage to do it. But Slog jumps in. That looks like it's gonna be a dead line. Oh, very nice stun. Fingered, and Slog. No, it doesn't seem like he can do much. Stuck here. PA is here, but Morphling so far healing enough to escape. Will he escape? No, he doesn't have enough mana. He's probably dead, Morphling. There we go. So it was a 5-for-1, I think. So this tiny bump here when they kill the Slark, it's gone.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
We'll have to wait to see what kind of comeback the Dire team can make. it doesn't seem like they'll be able to make much of a comeback for now. Oh, Winter Wyvern. At least you have your Cold Embrace to keep you safe. Although against a Skywrath, Cold Embrace may not be the best ability to have. Oh, Storm dives in, silence, cannot do anything. Or can he? He's still alive? That's one. But PA with her BKB going online. Very nice. Surge. Adaptive Strike to give him some closer range, but no, it's not gonna get him anything. So they live 2 for 2. For that's a really good trade for them. I mean, they traded the Slark and the Skywrath for just the Storm and the Lion. I mean, that's as good as they can hope for when they're 20,000 gold behind. If they can, if you can trade evenly and you're behind, then you're trading in your favor. If it's 2 for 2 or 3 for 3 or something like that, you're winning team fights if you're behind. Looks like it's gonna be hot. I doubt it's a Vanguard, even though you only needs one more component for it, but it's too late now. It's not really worth it. Oh, and what we have here, the Dire team. That was a nice vacuum, but in the end, but even nicer hoof stomp. Storm using most of his mana just to come in, but if he can get, he gets the Queen of Pain, and will we get another kill? Dire surprising me, honestly. Oh no, no. Will he manages to heal enough thanks to that lovely Cold Embrace? Skywrath Mage, the third person. Will, if he dies, will he die? One more hit. There we go. Storm is gone, but will Winter Wyvern fall as well? Winter Wyvern and Slark are here. Again, still a decent trade, especially because you get that gigantic godlike streak. Oh, it only shows that last one. 3 for 3, but again, just like we said, if you're trading evenly when you're behind, you're trading in your favor. And you can see that here. Even though they're trading 3 for 3, 2 for 2, it's still definitely in the Dire's advantage to keep doing that. That's why if you are behind, you might as well just go for the big risky plays. Because you're already losing, you have to do some risky maneuvers to get back into the game. And this line so far has been quite impressive with what he can do. Yeah, that's a nice creature. It has a bat on it. Bat Rider's baby. That's well named. And Scott has his ATOS. Looks like he's going to go for Yules. More movement speed, a nice disable, some great mana regen. Good item. Plus, it's another tool you can use to get rid of the Lincoln Sphere. Sky and Morphling, he's catching up. He's almost at the same level as the Slark. So, if Morphling is fat enough, you might be able to do some work. He's going for the Manta style rush after Lincoln's, which is the more combat build, not like the similar gunshot. Shotgun build that you see. I personally prefer it because I think the shotgun build kind of loses strength late game, and you can't really bring down anyone. Even their lowest strength hero has 1200 life. So shotgun build is not gonna work this game. There we go. Jump in, hoof stomp. Storm Spirit buys back. Very nice impale. That was more like a ravage than an impale. And we have them fighting inside the wall. Morphling is here. We're gonna bring down the PA, but she has Aegis. And now it's your turn, Slark. Will you make it out? Do you have anything? No, you cannot. You can't ulti. You can't go invisible. Skywrath Mage doing Cold Embrace killing him in the end. Morphling, morphing his strength. PA guessing it's not worth it. Now we have Storm and Morphling. Again, I don't know why this fight recap only shows the last, death. But either way, if you're gonna look at it, I expect this to drop to like, I don't know, 7k. Dire just holding their base so well against the Radiant side. Huh? Show me the drop. Not yet. Let's see. PA going for Assault Cuirass. I think, I don't know, I feel like a Basher would be really good, but we'll have to wait and see. I get fast fingers, able to move out to his replicate immediately. Skyrath Mage, still going for Yules. Queen of Pain has her completed Orchid. You might consider going BKB now, because she seems to be being blown up in this game. Oh, silenced, ulti, and that's Death Storm. Oh no, Ivan, but go back. Don't risk it. A lot of times you see someone gets ganked by 4, his friend comes to help, and he reaches just as he dies, then the rest of the team jump on him. And you're like, oh, maybe shouldn't have done that. Darkseer has his mecha, Soul Ring. Looks like he might be saving up for Blink Dagger. This smoke, where will they go? I wonder. His wall last time was very strong. Oh, not very good. Very nice, another great wall. But without the lion's ravage, it's not as strong. Morphling looks like he's gonna fall down here. Can he buy back? No, he doesn't have any gold for it. And more optimism. Oh, look at the Radiant team. All of them, all so close to death. To the point that the Radiant just can't force this. The Dire may have lost, you know, the most significant carries, but that wall and Winter Wyvern and Splinter Blast was enough to deter them. Oh, the jump wasn't as bad. Darkseer, still, I think he's gonna save up for Blink Dagger. I hope I'm right. Stormspit has his Orchid going for the Bloodstone. Bloodstone will probably be quite useful for him this game, because if you die, you heal your team as well as you come back to life faster and you lose less gold. So, should be, there we go. This will help him in his initiation a lot. Winter Wyvern. Winter Wyvern is a hero I don't know much about, basically because he's so new and I haven't played him much. He has Tranquil Boots. Ghost Scepter will be good to go up against this, the PA's physical damage, but the enemy team does have a lot of magic from... Basically all of them have a good amount of magic damage, except of course for PA, and Slark is only decent in magic. So Ghost Scepter is a bit risky, but if you're being attacked by PA, you have no other choice. So, not bad. Lion, Blink Dagger, Arcane Boots. Not sure you really need Arcane Boots when you have Mana Drain, but in these long fights, it doesn't seem like he has enough time to Mana Drain. Will they be able to get the Slark? Maybe. Slark, with his ultimate, seems to be fine. Oh, very nice ultimate by the Winter Wyvern. Seems like they'll be able to go out of this relatively okay. No losses by either side. Oh, silenced. He should have just... This is one thing that you see some players do. They say, oh, I don't want to use all my mana. But he used all his mana by dying, basically. Some nice Blink Daggers, mobility items. Winter Wyvern's like, oh crap, I wish I had a Blink Dagger right about now. No. Ghost Scepter. There we go. I suppose with Ghost Scepter... No, you already have Full Embrace. If they had Darkseer's Wall, they might be able to make a stand, but without it, they can't really defend. We fun just... They can't really defend without... Oh, see, this is the problem with Winter Wyvern against Skyrath. If you use Cold Embrace, that person is going to be stuck for the entire duration of his ultimate. And there we go, one kill. So far they seem to be defending... Well, after they lost, they seem to be defending alright. Can they get a Lion? Where's Lion? Oh, he's dead. It's Darkseer and Morph against this PA. Will they be able to get a kill? Should be fine. That's a nice streak. That's a streak that Morphling needs. But will it be enough? Will it be enough of a streak to bring him back, to bring the dire side back into the game? With no towers lost, and they have, so they don't have any towers taken, and with their middle racks gone, it's going to be quite difficult for them to defend their base. However, the Radiant don't seem to be warding the Dire base. One of the reasons could be because there's so many sentry wards on the Dire side, but you should have some wards on the enemy side of the maps. Because you may be ahead now, but the Dire have all the vision they need, so they can get a pick off if they find one. And oh, dive in by Storm. Oh, nice Yules. Is he going for with Manta style? One kill, Lion. Will you be able to do some magic? Poor Lion, he's dove down this time, but very nice cold embrace keeping him alive. Ghost Scepter as well. Slark really can't just pound anyone that he wants to. Big Stampede, but not enough to. Sorry, Stampede, Hoof Stomp. Again, only one. Oh, two actually. Oh, shows two. So that's the kind of plays that look like they're small in the beginning. Oh, you know, a couple of our team died. We have the racks. No big deal. But this is becoming more and more common. The Dire are taking more and more of these fights and trading evenly. And it's showing. Sure, they're still very far behind, but the Radiant lead is being cut, and shouldn't be because they're the ones who are pushing. Sounds curious. Finished. I expect a Basher next. Might be Satanic, but I think you need some lockdown. If you have BKB, you might as well go for lockdown. I don't think, apart from Winter Wyvern's ultimate, you don't really have any ability that goes through BKB. Those Darkseer's walls, do they make illusions? Doesn't say. Huh. Oh, Storm, jump in, but you should be able to beat. No BKB. There we go. Another pick off. So he has 3,000 experience and almost 2,000 gold gain. So there it goes. Another 3,000 down. Another 2,000 gold here. And this is going to cost them in the end, or it could cost them. We'll have to see. Now, what's Queen of Pain going? She seems like, it looks like she might be going for a hex for more lockdown. The Dire team, none of them seem to have BKB, so if you can, just get to them, you should be able to throw all your hexes and orchids. But that hasn't been enough so far. That is one farm Skyra. Switch as a support. Although it seems like he stopped supporting some time ago by he thinks doesn't need wards. He went for max concussive shot, which is fine. Stark's carrying the Aegis, Shadowblade, and it was a Lincoln Sphere in the end. Doesn't seem like it's really necessary. I mean, I think he could have just gone Skadi. I hope he goes Skadi next, Skadi into Basher. Morphling, quite aggressive. Oh, we have Centaur with his heart. When you have this much life, Blade Mail is really good. Because you're going to be reflecting 3,000 points of damage to the enemy, especially with a heart. So you should go for Blade Mail at this point. Darkseer, what is he going for? He's going for Aghanim, stronger illusions. And the way he's been landing them has been decent enough that makes it worth it. Storm, Bloodstone completed. What are you going to go for next? Storm has been doing better than he did. He had a very bad early game, but he seems to have recovered somewhat. Oh, really? That was wishful. Wyvern has a use. This Wyvern is able to do a lot of defensive work. He can use himself, Ghost Scepter, and Cold Embrace, and his ultimate also affects the enemy team. So his record may not be much, 5 and 9, but he he's been able to change the tide of a lot of fights by using Cold Embrace at the right time. The only problem is that when you use Cold Embrace, you lock the enemy down for Skyrath's ultimate, and they'll get the full duration of the Mystic Flare. But you know, you get something, you lose something. You get physical immunity and heal. You take a ton of magic damage at the same time. You know, you can't have it all. Lion, what are you going for? It's hard to tell. And Morphling, Manta style, Monkey King Bar is a good pickup because PA's blur is now useless. Looks like PA going for the Demon Edge. It can't be more crit, so it's probably MKB as well. Demon Edge is almost the same price as a complete Basher. I still think a complete Basher would have been better this game. However, PA disagrees and looks like he's going to go for the MKB, which not really necessary because it doesn't seem like any of the die are going to get evasion anytime soon. And as a damage item, Bissell's pretty much as good as a Monkey King Bar. Both teams posturing. Very nice of him to make an illusion. Oh, we see a kill on the Centaur. See if he had oh, dead Centaur. If he had a blade mill, he could have reflected all that damage, but he chose not to. Darkseer, is it going to be your time for an ultimate? There we go. Vacuum. Oh, vacuum's on cooldown. But you have a Slark illusion. Do you have anything else? No, just a Slark illusion doing work. Cold Embrace, keeping Lion safe. And Slark, will he go down? All this time there's some strength morph going on, but enough to keep the Morphling alive. That may have been a bad dive into all the enemy team. Very nice vacuum. And that looks like it is Skyrath, but what about Slark? No? Slark is fine. I really thought Morphling was going to die when he dived in just now, but all that strength gain and items keeping him alive. I agree. So you saw just now when Lion was here and he was being dove on by Slark, he just used a Cold Embrace and Slark just couldn't do anything. And Lion survived for the next 4 seconds. You just have to take care of the Skyrath Mage. If you do that, then you'll be fine. You can see here that Morphling is starting to do some split push. Would be nice if we saw a tower for the Dire this game. And Gold Graph. The Gold Graph doesn't swing as much as the Experience Graph because if you're really far behind, you're not going to get like 20,000 gold out of a fight, but you will get a ton of experience. So, you know, they're leveling up. I think you should deny this because it's going to fall eventually. Probably. It seems like it's going to fall eventually. So let's see what Darkseers finally finished it, and the ultimate for Aghanims is really big change. You go from 90 to 140% of damage. That means PA will be hitting harder than she does right now as an illusion. So you want that. You definitely want that. Slark should be fine. Do they have a? No, they do have a gym. Right over here, in fact. It's going to be still an uphill battle, and Dire. It's tough to decide who they're going to replicate. But replicating Winter Wyvern doesn't seem so good. Probably better to replicate. None of them are really that good replicating heroes, but the Radiant side has 2 very good replicate heroes. They have the Centaur. When you replicate him, his return goes into. It looked like his return goes into his illusions. I wasn't able to tell, but that's actually a good mechanical question. I'm not sure. But PA definitely. You get the blur and you get the critical. So if you make an illusion of PA, and the illusion will be doing half the damage, by the way. So that's a really strong illusion. You make an illusion of PA, you have a very tanky, damaging illusion. So I'm not sure if the centaur replicates returns or not, but bit hard to tell. In general, I would think not, but maybe replicate illusions are a bit different because. Oh, show us. Did someone hit him? Anyone? Please hit him. Please. No. Or maybe he'll go jungle and he'll. Let's see. Does he return damage? No. Anyone? Let's look at this creep. Seems like he. Oh well, no, that's Ion Shell. I don't know. This is a good. I'll have to research this later. If return on illusions probably doesn't. I mean, does it? Return. There's no other abilities like return in the game. There's a bunch of critical abilities. There's a bunch of bash abilities. There's a lot of evasion, but there's nothing like return. Oh. Storm maybe should have dove there, but good save by the Wyvern. Another incredible save by that guy. This Wyvern. You know, you don't see it as for you know, because carries don't get enough credit, but dead Skyrat. But here she is, the big PA. Darkseer is dead, so he can't make illusions, and Wyvern uses his those items to be fine. And there we go. Well, we have a dead PA. Slark fighting up against two heroes and sorry, 3 heroes and 2 strong illusions. Not gonna be enough. And the comeback is real. Comeback is real. This went to Wyvern just now. The way he saved the storm by using Winter's Curse. I was confused Winter's Curse, but with Cold Embrace. But the way he did that was so good. He just they were all converged, so they're very close. So they were all affected by the Winter's Curse. So this Wyvern just keeping his team alive and doing really well. We have a dead. It's a team wipe. And will we see the net worth gain and the experience gain for once going to the Radiant's favor? For the first time in 45 minutes, will it dip below the line? I think it will. I think it will. And that will be quite a comeback. I thought that maybe Dire would just defend the base for a long time, but it seems like they're actually just not winning, maybe, but definitely even. That's one of the things in the game. Even if you're 20 to like 2, if you take a few kills later on, it doesn't really matter because they're 16 kills behind. But a lot of the kills from the Radiant side were in the early game, where kills, you know, they don't give you as much as they do now. Late game kills give you a lot more golden experience. And check out how Morphling has taken the lead from the stock by 7,000. Storm, who was atrocious early game, will he be able to? Oh, it's silenced. Looks like this Centaur, who's taking a ton of beating, might still be brought down. Very nice control of the Slark. No, I don't think he'll be killed. Another big exchange by the Dire. You see these comebacks a lot, and it's always lovely to watch. Perhaps maybe the negativity from Morphling sours it a bit, but oh, and he has a butterfly. Maybe not the best item to go for when looks like PA might be going for MKB, but it's good against Slark plus his Skadi. He should have a Basher soon, and everyone else who doesn't really have any physical damage. What is Centaur going for with his ultimate orb? Another Linken's? This team gets Linken's on rather odd heroes that don't really need it. So we'll have to see. PA, MKB completed, but no buyback, and this is very scary. Even if you're, you know, behind or ahead or whatever stage you're at, you should have enough. At this point, you should have enough money for buyback. Going MKB, it's a big risk because if you're killed, you know, you found someone and you're killed, you can't buy back, and your MKB is completely worthless. Whereas buyback guarantees you a second life, and looks like the Dire might understand that a bit better as they're keeping their buybacks ready. Big dive. Oh, Stampede. And they don't want to go through the wall, but they do, and We have 2 illusions. We have more. Very nice. That's a Ravage. That's not an Impale by Lion. And will we see him brought down? The Skyeth May staying behind, but looks like they finally have their eyes on him, and he will go. And just 3 dead for no loss. That Lion Impale was not. It wasn't an Impale. That was a mini black hole or something. And you can catch 4 people like that. Vacuum and Impale, crazy combo. This game, crazy combo. The Cold Embrace also doing a lot. And is it? There we go. It's in their favor. Gold. It took them like 47 minutes to do that, but it's happening, and they might just go for the throne. No Centaur, and this is why you needed to have buyback. If you had buyback, you could have bought back. You could have maybe helped your team, but without it, it's not buyback. No, yes, Slark is just wasting their time right now. They should just ignore him and take the racks. Will they go for more? They will go for more. Darkseer's here. All 5 are ready. All they have is a Slark. And looks like it might be a dead Slark. He has buyback though. If PA had saved for buyback, that fight could have gone differently. But instead he bought MKB, got blown out. And well, it's not GG yet, but there we go, Slark illusion. And if Slark goes down, it is definitely a good game. Wow. That was not as expected as I. They just defended and they took it. Winter Wyvern did incredible this game, as did the Lion. Morphling was pretty good as well. In fact, the Dire team, they had an atrocious start, but they really came back from it. So this was a really good cast. Thanks for submitting it. I enjoyed it, and hope you enjoyed it as well.